is, number one, Alexis's flashes are phenomenal, right? The way she sets up her team is usually quite good. And also, allowing Dodo to play a bit more individualistic may just be what she needs to let loose and frag out. As she was trying to heat up right before this too, as the flash early, the double push through tube alongside Sarah, but nothing found here early on. A bit more of a split and a lurk around for PRS, as usually most teams just run it on A, but they probably will eventually.
This is interesting for sure. Usually your Killjoy starts mid, Noe instead starting A. Also credit to her being back on the Sentinel after 2 controller maps and aggressive screens angle as well. I don't think the drone can spot it out that far, so she could get that surprise element.
Yeah, good enough from the Gecko to be able to spot that with the Dizzy. So now with this, you can suppress. He's one up top, so gets hits, but no, down below. The reposition from Dodo. Has to stay alive. That's why you want that radar, right? Honestly, one and done anymore. I have to look to repeat this though, as Vantic, Vanny, and Magic all looking to play offsite.
Worrying how much util to go around on a pistol round.
Oh.
But it's planted for all angles, so quick work for Manny.
Yeah, walking right at the sideline. It's now Loya left. And 1v1 against Vantic. But the angle favors him though, so we'll see him has to get it to half. He's just gonna delay. And there's just no time for Noya.
Yeah, very, very difficult there. Again, the problem with this composition is getting on site. Once you have it on site for Prosperity, it becomes pretty easy. Between the Gecko, between the Killjoy, Harbor for delay, those slow walls, and all of this. I mean, Noya did her job. She anchored the site. She waited for the team to come back, but it's difficult because, again, with this Feast or Famine Reyna, right? We talk about how they do buddy system. What happens there? You're just missing out, and your teammates left a little dry over on Rafters. So looks like they are going to try and take this round hand in hand, all 5 strong on A, and it might just collapse against the entire team of Prosperity here.
Would not be surprised here. Yeah, they're front and center, ready to fight. Oh! Dodo manages to get her one, but they don't be the one though. Yeah, I mean, wait. Reposition the drop down, but a confident one off that fact. And up against classes with the both of them to Mel and Alexis trying to play off of one another, could not necessarily find it. If Alexis can find a better weapon, maybe we'll get something done here, but up against a 2v1 and they'll just skedaddle over to B.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's like everybody was sacrificing to set up Mel for success, right? And, observe, you gotta do him dirty like that, showing that Alexis didn't pick up the Bulldog to try and win out this 1v2. Hey, I mean, Marshall, headshot, you're good to go. It doesn't matter that Magic has an outlaw. Manny, it might not matter at all when you have the proper angle through window and you're able to cap off the round. Little bumpy, not gonna be as strong of a bonus. As you can see, they're trying to rush to recover a weapon to carry forward. But all in all, I like the joint aggression out of SRG. It was an eco attempt. That's what you write it off as. But again, we got to learn how this composition is played because it's definitely not meta. It's definitely a questionable one. And so far, we're not seeing too much out of it yet.
Exactly. Now, this I find goes back to the days of yore before Teo existed, right? Where you're looking to play for the Gecko, like Gecko Harbor. I find I've seen a lot too, right? You know, like Harbor Viper as well too, with the Gecko that's just one initiated with a Silver perhaps. So it depends on your flavor of the month, if anything. I remember even back when Sky was the sole initiator on this map too, but
ouchie.
Nonetheless, the point like you're saying, right? A lot of this can revolve around what your Reyna can get done. Usually we see them on a lurk roll, I find at times, especially on the attack, but as right now, they're playing forward, looking for picks, nothing found as they are on the B site. Rotate should come in here. Spike not gone down just yet. Like you mentioned, Zoe, getting the spike done is the hardest part, but once done, the rest is just easy.
That's where the regeneration of utility, the Harbor, comes to refight. Yuki gets a clean, safe scale up, but without the stinger kill working out. Mel, good anchor, and now support from Alexis. They should be good to tag team it out.
It's a double hold there as well, too. They get a bit antsy, trying to protect the spike. Instead, it's Iso with a classic. Getting 3, that's illegal, bro. You guys are phantoms. But with 3 falling in quick succession, SRG's bonus round takes a turn for the worse as the wall goes up. It's never been a plan just yet, and Dora is going to commit the Empress. just to ensure that they can't do much work. But gets down right away. Fanta gets a gun, not just going left, Madam President. Can you save your people? Can you save the map? Unfortunately not. It may be cold up in Denmark, but it's warm right here. Damn.
Oh. Prosperity get a third. Just snowball these rounds, and I mean, that was just difficult. Part of it's heroics again. They had a rough game against Sad, but the shining points were Yuki and Manny actually. So the fact that he's the one that kind of solo fights, refrags around yellow when it's both Mel and Alexis. And that's where again it goes back to the kind of unorthodox way that Shopify's playing this map. Usually it's the Killjoy, right? Supporting your Viper over towards B. So now with it being, Alexis, we have to do the flashes, we have to see that Molly delay utility on point. And with only one Molly, not two swarm grenades, it becomes a little bit different of a cadence.
I've also spotting 2 out early, and I wonder if with that, they do try to send over some rotations to defend A, because Prosperity haven't been ones necessarily rotate a lot, unless they're just down a ton, and we're right on the fact is they're just going to look to jump in, move closer, so we really get the plant on as well, too, as soon as the Viper wall falls. Yuki up top, looking to likely plant nest. Noah spots him early. That's a big first pick and getting spiked down again, but able to come back from these 4v5s exactly this way. Iso, coughing up, moving past them, doesn't run into the wall. And Iso, untucked, in cube, takes 3. Easy does it. And it just Mel left in a 1v4.
The accidental tactical gap in the poison cloud, and Fantic says, I want more. And he won't get it. The follow-up kill is there. It's clean, and Prosperity get their 4th. I mean, again, that round, it's again you and Eco, you maybe write it off. I'm hoping FU's will be taking a timeout here sooner rather than later. But again, I'm questioning, like, okay. I'm trying to, like, parallel this to comps we know, ways of playing we're familiar with on Icebox. I'm trying to see what they could do. And to me, I really want to see, like, the Gecko and the Reyna or the Gecko and the KO fighting forward A, kind of like your double duelist would. And I still want to see this familiar Viper Killjoy over towards B with KJ util mid. But looks like they're going to go double initiator and a duelist mid here. So it looks like FU's not going to step in because they have a plan in mind, but can the plan spell success?
Let's find out. So Deer doesn't necessarily flash out with the flash as well to cover her. Doing it finally. The mid push out works well, but again, it's a 4v5, but it's ones that they've won time and time again. You could say, and there's the pick. It's just like that. It happens so quickly. As soon as one falls, the PRS side, they take a trade. It's blood for blood between the two of them. And now with Dota Nut gone, one falls. Alexis not ready for the rest. That peek got confident from Yuki with the rest of them also looking to flood in. What else can they find? Sarah moves her way around, but no one else there. Noya barely ekes one. Past the wall. And 2v3 now left. SRG. It's open angles, but nothing to cover them. They'll just fall in quick succession. Mel, the last one left. A big chunk of damage taken. And Vantic to close it out once again. Prosperity look unstoppable.
It just feels like, obviously some slight mistakes, not expecting swings. It feels like they're not expecting the aggression behind this composition without a duelist that Prosperity is bringing to the table. Versus Prosperity, I mean, they got 3-13 yesterday, and they're looking like this is their map, their pick. And as we go into the first time out, we kind of talked about this during the break, Ravish, that this was a gamble pick, right? Haven up next, probably the strongest map undeniably for Shopify Rebellion. The teams they've been able to best on this map. And they save it for later instead of using it now when you could have been tied 1-1. And seems like that's starting to eat away at them. Well, hopefully FES can maybe has started to identify the weaknesses of this composition, can hopefully download and execute a strategy, because right now it looks like Shopify Rebellion Gold's a little lost.
Yeah, I mean, it seems rough, right? Because I imagine for this composition, you are likely going to look a lot better on the attack, right? Especially with the Reyna and the Gecko and KO. So
yeah, maybe.
But as of right now, being 5-0 down is not exactly ideal.
Yeah.
I think if you're Shopify, you're hoping for, probably what, 7-5 half, right? If you can, just to close the gap, but we'll see what happens.
That would require 7 in a row. No.
Well,
all in all,
yeah.
I mean, like you mentioned, it'll be better on the attack, but to me, this is also a good retake comp, right? Reyna, get kills, get info, Gecko. I mean, now they have the Killjoy ult as well. Maybe that's what they're going to play for on the eco round. We'll have to see. I mean, it looks like they're going aggressive A side again. This time not 5 strong, but 3. That's what Magic's prepped for, but I don't know. It's smart how Prosperity is playing this too. Just slow it down, wait for that kind of aggression on an eco, and Donut closing it from the off angle.
She's played that angle almost every single round so far, trying to catch an early pick, but this time, re-ups it confidently. We can move forward and get one more. But through this though, again, we've seen the same sort of process, but finally, it's Shopify to come out on top. And these Guardians are so nice, man. There's Mel in the previous round, map I should say, and now Dodo for this one. As they know, there's 2 rounds, they're suppressed, they're caught. And Prosperity each time have rotated after this.
Sarah, be careful. Don't let your head pop out behind the turret. Because Manny is pushing his luck, pushing the boundaries. Alexis, you're also playing with fire. Oh, it's pixels. Okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
All good there. Yeah. Yeah, we're fine. We're all good, but at least not through this. Shopify off the timeout. Looking to secure their first round if they can here. See, stopped early on. Passage early picks. His 13 seconds. He's pushing into this. Vantic takes 1. Make that 2, and it's Yuki and Vantic making this round a lot closer than it was previously. But they have to plant here. And with the time against them, SRG get there first.
There we go. The push and pull between getting aggressive, getting a first blood, and knowing when to fall back and play retake with numbers. And I mentioned, okay, when you're down 0-5, it's not a matter of just winning a singular round. It's a matter of getting that momentum started. And the fact that they win the eco, not a buy, and now have 5 ults to start planning around on their first buy back is huge here and cannot be understated. As long as they use them, as long as they keep the rounds succinct, we could get a closer map here, which I mean is fundamental just for even the vibes going forward in the best of 5, regardless of the results for this map.
Obviously put down early to shut down A is an option. But that hasn't slowed down PRS previously. I wonder if they try to go in through mid to see if they can possibly find sort of cheeky angle on them, but instead, no, they're just gonna move closer, that's it. Oh, fantastic timing from Dota Nut. Take 2 off quick session as well too. Oh, just being pelleted, 3 positions, a triple kill. He's running circles around them, finally goes down. It's Dota Nut now once again. Vantic finds the most crucial kill of them all. With Mel now falling the Viper's pit there, they'll have to commit. The Killjoy ult as well. And Vantic, last one left alive, has a spike. You can just go to B, and he has enough money to buy in the next, so he's down to fight.
Look at Reckoning too online. Get the ult, get the spike plant, you fight forward. But then that's why SRG again is playing so cautious. They know the importance of these rounds. They've already had to utilize 2 ults to secure this one. Right? Curious to see if Vantic does take the dive. He's just a confident title player. He was one of pushing forward on Omen. He gets 1, he pops it, but that's not gonna let you use it anytime soon.
Yeah, now with Vantic spotted, they know they have the Gecko ult once again, the Thrasher.
Soul read.
Yeah, just using it just in case to find them and not get 3v1, but a lot invested in that round, like 3 ultimates by the end to secure the second.
Yeah, I mean, we said momentum was going to be important here. I would have liked them to use them a little bit more sparingly, just so they could spread it out for the remainder of this half, but they keep it the frags. I mean, they should be able to replace them pretty early on, and I'm guessing this is a Prosperity timeout. Again, the proactive nature always. Also coming into a Reckoning, coming into a pit here. Coming into, even though you won 5 rounds, I want to say it'll be like the last 2 rifle rounds coming up quickly. But all in all, this is where things went super well for Prosperity. These A execs fighting forward unexpectedly. And now Shopify Rebellion, what they're doing is they fight forward, get 1, get out as far away as they can, right? And they're not getting caught off guard by now these kind of deep plays are happening. And all in all, I'll say it too, it's an FPS. They feel like they're hitting a little bit more of the shots as well, winning some of their ones. Those dismisses were insane out of Dota Nut. Hope we get that in the replay, playing around the pit. Like, 1,
Oh yeah.
and where's the second? Oh, we don't get to see it, but ultimately, yeah.
Yeah, that was 3 by the end of it that she managed to take there too. But
Ooh.
yeah, like you're saying, it's interesting because now for Shopify, right, they were letting them kind of enter the round, enter the sides for free, util dump, pushing them back, and the retakes weren't necessarily working out. But now this time, them playing a lot more power forward, allowing and Dota not being just having free reign to play out for flashes and support. You know, obviously putting a wrench in their plans. What if the changes here though?
Well, usually the down mid play has worked in favor of Shopify actually on the opening. Now you can expect, since there's a double cascade commit, that there's going to be more players following it up. It's not a fake. Or apparently you don't expect it. Manny, 10 HP. Turret finishes it off.
I mean, a kill is a kill by the end, but the thing is they got to res Alexis back up, and they do.
Perfect.
So at least now 5-4 at this point. The Pikachu ready for that gun out this time for sure. Now you keep the bottom, laying down hell to get spotted and gone. This is beautiful by SRG as I say that to fall, and we're looking at the rest of them to look to clean up. But yeah, once again, good for her. The 3 is spotted in the cross angle. His feet peeking out, but Bell from the back does just enough. SRG, a lot better look in this 3rd round.
Again, a retake comp. That's what this is at its core. Right, Urena, hard to track down, good for info. And the KO with that null command. I mean, that ultimate single-handedly saved them from disaster, saved them from Manny finding a major kill there. Still get to go about your business, have a 5v4 retake. And they just inched in. And they also just got out of the way of the Reckoning, too, so that was a huge hurdle to get over. And I don't know, maybe that timeout was too ahead of its time, because Prosperity kind of gave SRG the opportunity to be like, okay, this worked. Let's tweak this, and we're good to go. Keep going. Keep getting those rounds. 2 now away. Again, a very familiar setup now brewing, where they do have the KJ and the Viper play together, as it's this initiator trio with the Reyna that likes to go up in personal on A.
You've been talking about this entire time. You want to see this duo happen. Go ahead, lane pickies, right? Just like play off of one another.
Please.
But let's see if you do manage to get their wish and things do come out of it, as there's a 5-sector facing from Prosperity, right? So it's a tough on their own, and there's a KJ also available alongside Viper. On the Prosperity side, so 2 fantastic, one to clear it out and one to also secure a side plant as well.
I mean, I'm gonna say you wait for alarm bot contact, you pop the molly, you pop the orb, and you swing. They also have Alexis to pop flash over, so all this is really good delay right now. There's only a minute left, and Prosperity has to make a decision. Lockdown, commit, rotate. You have nobody deposited. Look at how far SRG are down A. That's why Alexis could come B confidently.
Yeah, and now with the lockdown not commit as well too. And so for the rest of our SRG, Sarah and Dodo, let's go back and crunch them from behind if need be, but they've got to get out of here. Just delay with this. The spike should be planted, secured by the wingman. With nobody detained, now they make the way back in. Right here comes in 2 towards the back front, towards the back of the site.
Down.
But if they can find them is the question. The timing is going to be massive. Iso sees one, and Dodo not there. There's the Lear. And Sarah to come around the second corner. They got to watch this one by one.
Oh no!
But Iso moving forward. The timing is so big. That shot out immediately. Sarah got stuck against the wall, not able to get anything. The lurk that's supposed to be massive proves to be nothing, and the Salvo's not there, not checking the corner. Alexis falls as 4v2, the Armageddon committed just for style points, because you might as well. PRS, timeout, and all to put to good use.
And get to their 6th, but I mean, SRG, they played that well, right? And then, I mean, they even had, right, 3 tied up trying to clear out the flank there so that the remaining players on site could scale up, but some shots miss, Sarah missing the timing there. When Dodo was doing a really good job pulling attention, so they only thought there was one flank. You saw it for a second. And just the fact that nobody else commits as deeply as Iso did, and it all started to fall apart. So a little bit of a change up here yet again. Killjoy back to A, Ice. And then it's a heavy mid exec actually for Prosperity here a little bit. They're showing presence everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't expect Mel.
No, they don't. And Iso might be able to get timing if they manage to find this one. Better for the trade. And there we go. Focus forward. You can't necessarily correct your back. Manny's got to swing back on the zip line, a lockdown of their own right now. They pushed it a little bit farther back. So they're not going to allow the guy to come in just barely with a wingman. Also committed the Viper's Pit from their end as well too, but Manny detained. Can they push on? This is the question though. The alarm bot there to keep them safe and sound. PRS a little bit spread out, and now comes the push from SRG. Falling to go deep, Magic there to pop out. 3 taken, 2 by the end. And a 2 for 2. It's Yuki and Manny stuck on site. Waiting to see what they can delay with. There's not much more left. They're just sticking. One up top. Manny wins the fight. Sarah to save the day. Both trades taken. Ready and waiting. Phenomenal to keep SRG back in this round.
A 6-6 half here after being down 0-5 would be huge, and they're 2 rounds away from that prospect. And I love that Sarah's the one with the 3 kill there, the one with the final crowning clutch, because again, that's what you need, is to keep the confidence in yourself and your abilities. And last round, you had a rough blunder there, right? Outside of Garage. So a huge trade-off here. Nice deep B main control, something Shopify has been good at. And the way they were able to piece apart and body this utility, and also Donut's understanding of how Manny had to play that with low HP. Magic, great attempt, I'll say. He was kind of tied down over towards B. We talked about this Killjoy role acting as a shackle, and that round he tried to fight forward. So hopefully we can see more plays like that. But ultimately, Prosperity may be starting to hit a wall here a little bit, especially if Donut can find an opening kill here over towards A main yet again.
Oh,
Where's the drone?
Drones. All right, yeah, just pings her completely and suppresses her. So gets all the info. Dodo. Oh. Again, she's always wanted and continue to repeat the same angle each time. Not expecting to get punished, but this time though, not so lucky. And guys, I think their A is all for ping. Sarah pushing, especially past the Dizzy. So get a couple more flags there on each and every single end, allowing PRS to repeat their actions. They want to rotate over, but
yeah,
they're slowed and stopped if they want to, but they're stopped and they're detained as well. Thrashker for one more. Alexis there. Now Sarah once again. Can she save the day? She's gotten 2 here previously. Stops the plant. Peaked. Iso gets the trade once more. Pan should be going down as well. And out Mel and Noya. Let's see what they can get done.
Spike planted.
There's no KJs on the flank. Dizzy, I hope, did not spot out Mel there, and it doesn't. Kill found over Maze, equated to a 2-on-2, and they're trying to isolate their ones. That's why they're pushing Raptors. That's why they're pushing Noya.
They heard of the drop there as well, so actually attracting the attention. See what timing Mel can possibly find, but Noya's looking over, but Iso seeing one below and one towards the side. Not able to swing in time. And PRS, a recovery after a rough couple.
Yeah, 7 found by Prosperity there. And even when, right, Mel finds the opening kill on a Manny, you're kind of backs up against the wall. You can't rotate because of how deep control she has. They just weather the storm. They fight forward. Again, the opening kill for Magic was good. Kind of gave the confidence to the rest of the team to keep strolling in. And when Wingman gets destroyed, the kills found by Yuki, actually, backside, who's having a quiet map. Huge for capping off that round, capping off a 7th and a guaranteed lead this half. But still got another round to go. And the core 3, I'll call it, is set up towards B with this pit over towards A.
Huge knife as well for Alexis. And with the 3 now spotted, I do wonder if PRS did commit to this, right? It just might, especially considering the weaker buys on Shopify. So they're more than down to play aggressive and just continue to fight. They can, but with all the spotted trying to slow this refake if they can, but still just chilling.
Last round, Empress with the Sheriff.
As well.
Love to see it, hate to see it, let's see it. And from Yellow as well, like you're the anchor with your pit over towards A and your Killjoy over towards A.
Ooh. Now they know there's part of the flash for Yellow as well. And alongside the Lear, allow Dodo not to reposition. Alexis don't know where flash is left. And have to save that. And with the knife also waiting around. Just inside the smoke, there we go. Our timing was good, but simply good enough for a 2. No person advantage taken, unfortunately. And Manny, leap lurk through mid, finding one. A crucial pick and a rare away from Noya. Lands them in a 1v2. Mel, the IGL. Can she do it for the team with a stinger coming out through mid and just hope and a snake bite? I don't know about this, though. Phantom?
I mean, Phantom upgrade, Manny 1 HP. These aren't your post-plant demons either, in terms of utility. But they hear the footsteps. They're going to take this hand in hand. We've seen this before. When you swing through the high tide, it's disaster.
Yeah.
And disaster strikes twice. The 8-4 half for Prosperity off of Manny's 3K. Late through mid, honestly.
Switching sides.
Because that was played gorgeously. I was doubting, hey, why is your KJA on top of it? But they play around Mel's Poison Cloud over towards B to get past all that utility like the Dizzy that was clearing out yellow. I mean, that was clearly caught Prosperity off guard, but still, the fact that that's not enough shows how kind of deadly this composition is, even without a duelist.
Tough part here for sure, right? Because like you're saying, they're just getting caught out and picked one by one. I think if they managed to get, one more off that pop play that they had past the smoke, or if they even had a flash earlier, maybe something would have been a bit more positive. But nonetheless, though, A4 ain't too bad if you are SRG, but for Prosperity, they're happy. They are ecstatic considering the run they've been on and going up 2-1 into Shopify's map pick of Haven. They definitely won.
Oh, yeah. Could have been a lot worse for SRG here. Now, I mean, duelist, double initiator. Let's see you shine on the attack over towards the A side. But this is what's so difficult is you've played with the Harbor in your comp. You know the Harbor and how it functions. Can you play against it?
See? Ooh. Flash put out early. Vantage not prepared. And the pistol perhaps maybe going the way of SRG. We were saying that it was desperately needed to keep them in this game, especially on this attacking half. And they made quick work of Prosperity, leaving just Manny.
Manny not spotted up at a 0 point, but Sarah doesn't need the early warning detection system to be lethal nonetheless. Headshot found, pistol round secured, and while their record was disparaged with the loss in the first round of the half, or the first round of the previous half, they still are going strong now, 5 out of 6 pistols. But that's what's interesting to me here is in that 13-3 where Sad beat Prosperity yesterday, it was 3 rounds on the attack, and we really didn't get to see much on the defense, other than a snowball of 4 rounds in a row by Sad, which maybe gives hope to the Shopify Rebellion fans out there. So this is uncharted territory right here for us to truly see how this defense works. And this is one way. Harbor allowing it to quietly, silently scale up. This is Noya we're talking about. MVP map 1 while playing solo the entire time.
Usually top of the leaderboard or at least second. So many of these maps are between these first halves. The cascade out. Ooh. As we say that, we just completely curse her and she dies first.
Has to curse. It's magic.
Happens. But speaking of magic, he's also doesn't do too bad here either. But we'll let the plant go down. Molly a little bit off. Unfortunate from the side of Alexis, but sorry, from the side of PRS, but nonetheless, we lose a flash to re-hit, go back in. Isaac gets his trade. It's a little 4v3. They got pistols and sheriffs here, so they could possibly die. Then trade angles here too, so Isaac ready to trade off. I was Gecko if need be. Gonna push up through yellow, just some spots taken. But the rest of them, they're just playing it safe. Hoping they can get one by one, but with the time taken down, not much more should be left. And it's Sarah. Phenomenal second round, building up towards the thrash.
Certified Sarah clip. That's all we can say. Eco Bulldog combo for lunch. And all in all, I mean, it didn't look like it was going to be clean for a second, right? I think that High Tide gave so much space to Prosperity down that retake that it scares me when we actually get to the rifle round, and I'm going to have to see some form of disruption, whether it's a mid-wrap or your Reyna fighting forward. Again, Feast or Famine Agent, but she did that job. Donut found one with the Classic, a weapon that you weren't scared to hand over to the opposition. And they played on the utility quite well, which this composition, has a pretty penny about, 4 players with mollies, but this is the round that matters in turning around that 8-4 half. Nice bonus.
Yeah, I was gonna say they might be able to get one here, but you keep being caught uncharacteristic, and now SRG, a great start, but the controls what matters. If you can get the plant down is the issue. They're already taking a decent bit of damage, so she needs to get a pick.
Iso playing so far forward. I thought he was gonna get caught out by the High Tide dropping, but the water dissipates, you replace it with a cascade, and you still have A control.
That's what we're talking about. Oh, no, you're ready, but Thrash. It'll see Vantic. For the next spot, I believe, back towards twice. It's easy, but the Molly there for the support. Well set up by Alexis, but the issue now being it's still back in a 2v2. And these are odds that PRS like. They've been so good at these positions, and it's magic. Can't seem to pull that out of a hat this time, but it is Alexis, and Manny sees her. And Manny again. 1v1s.
Oh. And this is Manny's map, to say the least. Even when they're down and out, he's still fragging up a storm, and he clutches the rounds much needed. I mean, that's so nothing, I think, to celebrate in that fashion. You lost all your players on a bonus, right? Look at your buy. A Stinger, a Vandal in hand. And, I mean, I'll take that trade any day that opened up the round, right? A 12 HP player for a full HP player. It really was just this moment, right? You have so much time to navigate that 2v2. So pressuring the plant in that situation, especially when there's still utility on Prosperity's side, again, small mistakes that can get cleaned up really, really quick if you're SRG, hopefully.
For sure. For Prosperity, though, right? It's like we've been saying it. These 2v2 positions are what they love. Oh, no. No edges caught. They're going to 4v5, though, as they're down to just fight and have it get scrappy. They love it when it gets chaotic, and just like that, Manny, a disgusting 4K after clutching the previous round. What can't this guy do?
All right, Manny, I'm sorry I called you out. I said, you know, your team's buy is broken. They can't do much in the following round, but you can if you have the weapon in hand, and that's the kind of anchor we wanted out of Shopify Rebellion Gold on their defense, right? Like, that's one way to take a quick timeout as double digits gets breached by Prosperity there. As, I mean, the first time they really wanted to go for a decisive exec beyond initial round, beyond the second round buy. It's kind of demolished, so... Again, it feels like, I don't know, they're playing things too simple with this composition. In that round, maybe because you understand, like, you have rifles, they're bonusing, you don't want to make any chances, but I gotta see some mid lurks. I want to see Noya pushing up A. Give me some traditional Icebox with an untraditional composition.
Yeah, it's just, what you saw me here, right? Because at this point, for Shopify, right? You got to be thinking as to how you look to save this half. And as of right now, things looked a bit rough because they're just getting outgunned, they're getting outmanned, outnumbered, and outplanned, unfortunately.
Yeah, it definitely feels very reminiscent of Lotus and how that kind of start slipped away. Obviously, they had to make a comeback in the first half, unlike Lotus, where they started out with control from the get-go, but it's still this kind of first double digits, and hopefully we'll see that live from Prosperity, so SRG can kind of close up and sew up the gaping hole. But I do think their A has been the cleanest execution, which is why maybe it's 3 strong here, maybe why the Outlaws here. But we'll see how this time you can break through without a Thrash in Sarah's back pocket.
I mean, double ping, Yuki left, barely surviving by off that, but it may not even matter because the whole 2, we're all strong with 3. And although it's Mel with 1, it's just a charity kill at this point. Prosperity decimate Shopify once more on A.
And I really liked the procedure, right? Like they followed the directions step by step. The util combos were insane, right? The dizzy off the 0 point, so you have to choose which one to break. The double molly to clear out that space. It's just the spray down to the toxic screen, and the repositions were perfect. And again, it's an eco. If they do that on a rifle round, which maybe they're about to do, running it back A, I could see a complete different standard of success here.
Flashbang. Possible. Again, A is the default take every single time we're on this map, right? So it is Icebox, so it plays very standard. Oh, what?
Check them PC.
Damn, that's crazy. Just don't.
One bullet? Yeah.
Disgusting from Manny. And so
he's like, I do that. You don't do that.
Yeah. Bro, he's aiming at you for real. Damn, that's nuts. But a spike down to 4v5. Dorn doesn't need. He needs to come up big here.
Spike down A.
Also, KO ult invested. With the Empress kind of waning away. You gotta see what else they can find at this point. Prosperity looking to go up to match point 2-1. But there's waiting it out, like you're saying, yeah. And here comes the second. Oh, that's one. Not gonna find it. Concussed and gone. And they'll make quick work A Shopify on this site. It's just Alexis with against 5 and 1 again.
She's offside. She's playing her lineups, and she's like, "Guys, what happened? I'm the last one alive." And again, we mentioned this composition was some of these plays, and that's how arena comp works. Hinges on your duelist being able to have shiny moments like that off the Empress. You know, getting 1 or 2 there to disrupt a massive spree of ultimates like an Armageddon and a Reckoning combo. And if that falls short because again you're not shooting day of, which is nothing against Donut, then it is going to be harder, especially on an attack side against a no duelist composition. And look at this, they still are able to gain control, you know, cause chaos. Like they still pull so much utility out of Shopify's kit with this harbor. It's impressive in what has put them now on that point.
Similar ATK we've seen previously. Right now, they have the wall to drop and see if they can go past it, but the lurks so far that we've seen haven't necessarily amounted to much. But with Noah getting pinged, and maybe there may be less of even a chance of that. I mean, we talk about mid being kind of like a joke option for a lot of teams on Icebox, but it may be what they have to get done as they'll get closer to it being.
And look at the rounds Manny got away with mid plays, up 2 through screen. Especially yesterday against that, it was rampant for both teams. But all in all, Shopify delay things. They look scared, and it's Prosperity on the proactive. They want to put this map away. They want to see Haven. An opening kill like that onto your Sentinel. And now a pit on the site Shopify was aiming towards. We gotta see Donut go big here with this A space. And we gotta see, hopefully, Yuki not cut off players on the rotate here through mid.
30
I mean, we'll see what gets done, though. Like you're saying, Donut, deep lurk on A. It's Mel to find a crucial pick, and Dota with the second. Although, lockdown now prepped and ready. They'll have to look to plant here if they can. They have the wingman ready and prepared, but not going to be stopped. The flash is big.
Not
The
like
whiff,
this.
unfortunate. A little bit off. The Molly is deep. They have to fight this out, and it's magic again, baby. Doing all by himself. A 4K to end it all. And Prosperity are 1 map away from making it back into Challengers.
What an improvement from yesterday. I said you get to see our defense, and you will become a believer. And Magic as well, a huge turnaround. The desk, we as your casters doubted it, just swapping from that